Hey everybody, welcome back to the Shade Tree. It is a rainy evening, getting a late start today. I wanted to give you guys an update. A couple videos back, I showed y'all the Mr. Gasket Universal Throttle Cable kit that I bought, and I was super happy with it. Had it installed, it looked pretty, and then I went to try to use it. If you follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, you saw that I was not happy because the very first time I went to crank the vehicle, I hit the throttle pedal and the ball that's on the end of the cable pulled through the plastic ferrule or grommet, whatever you want to call it, that connects to the throttle pedal, pretty much making the entire kit useless. Because I don't like to spend money, I tore everything apart, pulled it out, and in doing so, I broke the linkage that connects to the carburetor. It looks like it's together here, but what I did, there was a jam nut in between here, and what I did was somehow this aluminum threads broke in half as I was trying to loosen it up. Seems to be a pretty common problem after looking at reviews. The product was rated upper high 4 stars out of 5 when I bought it. However, I would never buy it again. It was about $27. So, what I did was the plastic piece that the cable pulled through, I pulled that out, put some JB Weld down in there, ran the cable through, but first I put a washer that was small enough to hold and catch the lead ball at the end, and I put that in there, let that sit up, push the cable through, clean the cable off, and I have everything ran back together now. So this is where we're at right now. I've still got the cable, I've still got the bracket, but as you can see, I've took the little linkage adjustment off of there. You'll also notice that I have some black tape around the backside of that little grommet, or I don't know what they're called, plastic clips, whatever. So apparently whenever it pulled tension on the wire, because of the angle of this line that's coming up, it was pulling up and it actually broke this plastic piece. Overall, I'm not satisfied with the product. Eventually I'll spend the money to get a better cable to make it work and make it nicer. So what I did in the meantime, just so I can at least, like drive the car, or turn it around so that I can fix other things. That's what the whole thing was that day. I was literally wanting to turn the car around to have more room to do a video, and I couldn't do that. So what I did was I picked up this, they call it a carb end assembly with an Allen wrench. And I've already taken it out of the package, but this is it. I'll spin the camera around here, I think, because it's backwards for y'all. But from Low Car Performance Products, that's what a lot of people suggested I get. They suggested I get the full cable assembly, but that's like $154, and I have some other parts on the way, and I just bought some other parts for this that I haven't told y'all about yet. So I didn't want to spend another $150, which would make my total almost $180 on a cable. So this is it's more of a traditional style. It pops over the ball on the end, and then again, it has it looks like a brass ferrule and catch with a set screw in there. It's a lot longer, it gives me more adjustability, and I'm hoping that it's a little bit more stronger, more strong. So what everybody recommended was this brand. Again, there were some reviews that were great, there were some reviews that weren't so great. We're going to get it put on here in a second and see if we can get the car fired up real quick. I've still got the seat out, but I'm not putting it back in until I hit the gas pedal a lot and make sure that this thing will crank up. So, I mean, it'll crank right now if I wanted it to by just working the throttle up here, but I want my throttle pedal to work. So, let's get this thing installed. The light may be bad. Like I said, it's late in the evening. It's dark and rainy. You're probably hearing the dripping. It may be soothing to some. It's annoying to me, but we work with what we got. So let's get this thing put on. I think it's like a 10mm wrench, I think, to get this thing attached to the carb. So I think it's a 10mm there, and it just takes the place of the other one. So I'll do a time lapse or speed it up showing you me putting it on. Okay, so that was a pain for me. I'm sure it was a pain for you to watch. So now we're going to go ahead and attach this to our cable. We've got it ran out quite a ways. I think I'm going to need it just from changing at the pedal how far it's actually in the pedal and things like that. So we can pull this out as far as we can, and then you want to run your cable as far up into this as you can. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen this set screw right here. I know it's not focused, but I don't want to take it out because I'll drop it and lose it, and then I'll get mad, I'm sure. But I'm going to go ahead and put our cable in. Oh, you know, people have more fun than anybody. So since we've messed with this cable so much, it's frayed a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just get a set of pliers and try to crimp it down there on the end. You can see where it was on the set screw there before. So that's about probably how far we need to get down in there. So I'm going to do that. I'll come back whenever I've got this thing on here. All right, you can tell by my profuse sweating and fantastic hair and beard frizz that was just an easy thing to do. Let me show you. Spoiler alert, we're not going to crank the car tonight. Mostly because I have dumped so much fuel into this carburetor that it needs to set for a while. The mount itself for the bracket, the linkage that I bought, is fine. It's great. The problem is I don't have enough cable. I could use about another 1/2 inch of cable, and I think everything would be perfect. The throttle is barely cracked, and I'm afraid to loosen the linkage anymore to make it longer. Is that safe, smart? No, not really. Does it waste fuel? Yeah, probably will. Will it run the way it is? Yeah, more than likely. I can move the springs back to give more spring tension coming back. That way the throttle comes back faster. It's going to get fixed before I race. However, just to let me turn it around in the driveway, things like that, I think it'll be fine. So, that being said, let me show you what I got here. So as you can see, I'm sorry the light's terrible, but we've got the low car linkage there, and the cable's in there, and you can see how much we let the linkage out for it to be able to attach to the little ferrule down here. And you can see that's how much extra I got. Now I could move this bracket back, get a little bit more tension, and I probably will get a little bit more tension on that throttle, and that may, I mean, it may help me out enough to not make a difference. I don't know. It's just, there's probably only maybe 2 threads holding that linkage on there. Like if I hit the gas pedal, it may pop. I don't know. I've tried to, I mean, I threaded it in there a little bit. I've got the jam nut down on there, and I can tighten this, spin this, but it twists my cable. So I don't know. I mean, the movement, you can see that it pulls this back whenever I go to tighten this in there. So I don't know. And like I said, it twists my cable here. So what I'm going to do is, I've read up that a lot of people have used some bike brake cable, and see what that looks like. Or, I've not had an issue with the cable. The only issue I've had is with the fittings. So I may bite the bullet and just order a new cable and cut it to length to fit proper, so that we don't have as much gap here, and that way we still have some adjustability. I don't know. That's kind of where we're going to stop at tonight. Just been frustrating. This is like, I've had a lot of frustrations in the past with the car when we first bought it, but this has honestly been pretty frustrating for me. I don't like getting cheap stuff. I mean, I buy cheap stuff all the time, but it's honestly, I'll be honest, it's rare that I have to use that phrase, you get what you pay for. And in this situation, I got what I paid for. And that's a lot of headache and frustration. So that is an update on the throttle linkage. Next video will be me revealing some new parts that I got for the big block Fox body. If you have any suggestions on the throttle cable, let me know, or an idea for doing a throttle cable, like a DIY. I'm going to look more into the bicycle thing, because those cables are cheap. You can go to Walmart and get them, and you can get like 24 to 30 some inch long ones, and that's pretty much what I need. I just have to figure out a way to get it to connect inside the firewall there. So that's going to be it for today, guys. I appreciate you for watching. I hope this video isn't too long and isn't too boring. Be sure to hit thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to comment. Do all that cool stuff. It really helps out the channel. I appreciate all the new subscribers. And until next time, guys, we'll see you. Stick with me. We'll see what we can do. Thanks. God bless.